Hello, Cindy here. I wanted to chat with you guys today all about emotional availability. I know this is a hot topic and I did discuss it on Friday. I apologize if you didn't get an email from us or anything, but I really want to just lean into emotional availability, what that looks like, how it shows up, even, early dating, pre-dating, all that good stuff. So, if you don't know me or you're new to this page or YouTube, my name is Cindy Olin. I'm a love and relationship expert. I help women around, moving through the blocks and supporting them and creating the type of partnership that resonates deeply within their hearts, understanding men, communication on a whole. So, hey, Helene. So I'm really excited today to lean into more about that emotional availability space and what that looks like. I'll tell you this, it can feel uncomfortable, especially if you're used to feeling like you have to work for attention, or you meet someone and it seems to be really great and they're not, maybe they're not meeting you in a certain way. So you feel like you're constantly doing this attracting thing. And it doesn't necessarily need to be that hard. So I'm going to let you guys know some insider secrets. Oh my gosh, Jeff Linney, it's been forever. So let me know if you feel like you've actually been in an emotionally available relationship or dating connection. I would love to hear if you feel like you have and how that showed up for you. So just post below, post a quick comment. Yes, I have. So here's the deal. When it comes to somebody that's emotionally available, and speaking into women, when it comes to men, it typically, the way that it feels is there is a progression. Now, it may not totally look that way in the beginning as you're getting to know one another, and that's why it's so important to date and move slowly in the beginning to move quicker later on, because you're actually taking that time in that early dating phase to get to know someone, how they show up, who they are, and are their actions aligned with their words. So the biggest thing, and I think women and men, they get used to making the mistake between love and infatuation. And a lot of times we feel like we need to continually create tension in the relationship. So and that can manifest itself by creating a story about something he didn't do or did do, and that can cause, what a lot of people say on dating apps as drama, right? I hate that, by the way. So anyway, so talking about emotional availability, it's somebody, by definition, that has the capacity to discuss things and hold space for someone when maybe they are feeling a little bit anxious and they're, maybe they are creating a story, or there's an issue that comes up and they can calmly come in and discuss it. An emotional, available person, for the most part, does what they say they're going to do. Their actions are aligned with their words. And they actually do express that they want a relationship. Now, I think a lot of times women will mistake that for someone that's acting as if they're needy or clingy, or, don't mistake that don't mistake those two things. I mean, if a guy is moving fast and he really wants to lock you down, that's not a sign of emotional availability. If a guy is showing up, treating you with respect, really taking the time to get to know you, and granted, he may try to go a little bit further. However, it's up to you. And this is a really big thing. It's up to you as the woman to pace the connection and let him know that, gosh, I really value communication. I really, I like to know what, in a consultative way, I like to know, like what you're passionate about, or, if there's a feeling that comes up for you, you share it and you communicate in the capacity of, in a compassionate manner. How I was talking about on Friday, how a lot of times when we're attracting unavailable people, there's a pushback which comes from, our past, relationships that have been painful, or, even the way you were raised. So, by taking responsibility for communication in the capacity of like, hey, this is what's coming up for me, or I'm feeling this when I don't hear from you. So it's not in an accusatory manner. It's, showing up out of compassion for yourself and getting in touch with your feelings. So oftentimes what I can see with women, and again, I'll share men do this too, is that they're, they will get afraid when a man is actually showing up, wanting to communicate. An emotionally available man actually sees you. Now, I'll share a quick story with you. I remember I was dating somebody a number of years ago, and the person had a strong capacity to communicate, to problem solve, was really just knew who he was and was really interested in knowing me. Opposite of, whereas a lot of women will go into dating relationships and and they fill this pool. It's literally in their lower solar plexus, where I owe him something, that, I need to sleep with him, or, something, or he wants something from me. So an emotionally available man will show up a little bit differently, and may from your standpoint feel a little bit more feminine. However, he's in touch with who he is, knows who he is, and has taken the time to communicate because perhaps he's been through some things in his life, right? So back to that person, while he was a really great communicator and saw who I was, and I felt very safe communicating with that person, at that point in time, he was not emotionally available. We did not want the same things. So while we dated, he was someone that I was conscientious of being in my rotation while I was dating to bring in someone who was aligned with my vision. So that's a really big thing, you guys, around that piece. Just because they're showing up as such, listen to their words, and, you could go, gosh, I this guy is an amazing person, and I feel this chemistry with him, and I would really like for it to be him. But if he's telling you, I'm not in the space to give you what you deserve and what you're telling me that you want, then you get to go, God, thank you, universe, thank you for, hey, Lori, for showing me this. And I want somebody that is like him, yet available, and utilizing that as practice. So an emotionally available person has the capacity to take care of your feelings, and it's not about taking care of you all the time. It's not about you having breakdowns. It's about you managing you, he managing him, and you guys coming together to continue to build, develop, and grow a relationship. An emotionally available man will have, they may have ego. I think we all have ego, but will have the ability to, set aside that ego to, move through the uncomfortableness that, new developing dating and relationships have within them. So, a lot of times we can push away somebody that is showing up for us because, like I said, it feels uncomfortable. He may be too feminine. He's not an alpha male. He's not, and I would encourage you to look at, is this person aligned with your vision? Does he possess the qualities that are really, really important to you? So that's key. Are his actions and words lining up? Actions are far more important than words, because, in early dating, a man can get really excited about you and then turn a corner a different direction because, again, not having anything to do with you, but decides that, maybe he wants to go a different direction, or maybe he saw something in you that wouldn't be aligned for him, like you've done before with other people. And thank goodness he figured it out early. So it's about, here we go, Saved by the Bell. My son comes home from school at this time. So I tried to do my Facebook Lives earlier, but I couldn't do that today. Hi. True action is more than words. Yes, Roberta. And, I get to stop the Facebook Live here in a second because he just got home. And so anyway, the biggest thing, yes, true actions are more than words. And, sorry, you guys. Hold on. This is my son, Max. You want to say hi? You don't want to say hi. He's truly emotionally available. In some ways, they might call him a stage 5 clinger to his mommy. Just kidding. Anyway, but if you can push through the uncomfortableness and allow yourself to communicate, what happens is it continues to show up in your life. And are there a lot of emotionally unavailable people out there? There are a lot of people that are stuck in their pain. However, there's many people out there just like you that have a deep desire to open up their hearts and they want what you want too. So it's about being patient. It's about waiting through the uncomfortableness and making sure that somebody is truly available. I.e., they're not in the middle of a divorce. They're not coming off the heels of a really painful breakup. They're really ready to move forward in their life. And they might feel fearful. We all have fears. They're willing to open up and do it anyway. And I think, something that women get afraid of, I feel called to share this really quick, is that, if a guy expresses like towards them. I really like you. I like spending time with you, and I want what you want, but they're not quite there yet with you early on. That's natural. It's, you know, or they might think that they're sure, but they have fears too. So that's about allowing, you know, opening your heart up, allowing, being you, taking the chance on yourself and on love. It may or may not work out. However, if it doesn't work out, you get to pick yourself back up and be better for it. And also guard your heart in the process. So I hope this helps you. Please let me know if you have any other questions about this topic or any other topic. I saw some of your guys' posts around what you would like for me to cover. So this is going to be a really rich week. I can't wait to see you all tomorrow. Sending lots of love. I'll see you soon. Mwah.